Merde. Hello.
Hi, Gaia.
Hi. Wow, it's
I'm
nice.
you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So let me just check a couple of
I'm
things.
sorry about before. I didn't realize you were in the middle of session, so I'm sorry that I messaged you. I didn't put one in one.
No, I'm taking care of this. I stopped chatting when it started to be crazy.
I saw.
Yeah, bad idea. Breakout room when we are in conference.
Probably not a good idea. Not a good idea, but breakout rooms when you have 200 people.
It's not about 200 people. It's also because it's like open day conference. People are coming for free, so they're like a bit back off, and they're not.
Yes,
They want always to show off or to participate. It's too much intrusion for them. It's like, oh, let me just watch out from far first. And participating is too much. So no, it's but anyway, we learn all. And she wanted to. So what's your plan? Do you need me for anything?
I need you to keep an eye on the. I need you to keep an eye on the chat, please.
Okay. Anyway, they cannot. Just so you know, they cannot send messages on the chat to everyone. It's only to me or to you.
Okay, but you will see also, you will not see my private, okay, private messages is not so much a problem, but if the general messages, if you keep an eye on that, okay, and then draw my attention if you don't see me engaging with what needs to be engaged, okay. I will let you know when to put the links, just naturally when I talk about my courses and what's coming up.
Yeah, that's how we follow up.
And then I'm not going to do any breakout rooms. I'm doing all my constellations in visualization. This is a method that I've created and I'm teaching called Hypno Constellations. Nice. So I'm going to be using that. And,
so wait, this is something that I need to know, because as you see, I don't know if you saw, but as it's an open day, a lot of people keep coming.
Yeah, that's okay.
So that's okay for you, because then I'm constantly admitting people in.
That's fine.
So they're in the middle of, I don't know, anyway, they are muted. They cannot unmute themselves. They have to raise their hand with the virtual button.
So you're going to unmute when it comes to the questions and answers, yeah? Exactly.
And this is also what I wanted to say, as you saw in the others conference, because we're like jumping from one session to another, we cannot stretch the time so much. So this is something that you will have to take care of a little bit. That questions and the answer are important for them a little bit to connect with you, because they cannot speak at all for like an hour and they want to. So you can do it in the middle. Like maybe now we have some question, and then you can be like taking into, because 200
I'm going to talk about some kind of a little bit complex observations of belonging. So I will have space for people that want to ask in the middle, yes, because okay. But does it mean that we have the extra 10 minutes at the end anyway?
Anyway, this is how you want.
No. What I'm asking is, when do we need to be absolutely finished?
We don't go further 5 minutes.
But
10 minutes before the end.
There is 55 for the presentation, and then I understand I saw there's 10 minutes, about 10-15 minutes for question and answers. Is that the same?
No, because I don't know what is the schedule you have. Let me see what is after you, because if there is a coffee break, then it's okay. But if it's not, it's really not possible.
Okay,
because there is another room, and I have to, it's and anyway, people will drop off because they want to join the other one anyway, most of the time. So yeah, I think it's okay. Just know that 10 minutes before the end, have space for questions. And also, it's also a conference that is 1 hour is very short. So it's exactly the moment to tell them, we cannot go further, but it's a taste of it. You can find, I will tell you, and then you will find Illi like later in the intensive that is during 1 week, and you will have a longer time and have more experience, and they can join your workshops. We're in promotion mode, not in
yes, I totally get it. Yes. Okay.
So let me just put you.
What did you want to ask me? Technical, you said you have a couple of questions.
No, I wanted to, because for some presenter it's not easy. So I wanted to check your volume, sound, and screen and everything is perfect. So it's okay. I just make you co-host, so you are
thank you.
To, and I'm gonna
I'm gonna add another link for you to add, please.
Yeah.
So the last one is this one. Okay, I'm gonna send you all of them again.
Okay. You want me to send them in when you're talking about a specific one of them, right? Or
yeah, I'll say that the Gaia can share the link, that the relevant link.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. And anyway,
so we're gonna let people in on the time, on the hour, yeah?
Yes, we're gonna let them in we leave them 1-2 minutes, because now it's still not joining.
Yeah, that's fine.
And because they are in the in the other one, it's like gymnastic, and it also depends a lot on the time zone, you know. Yes. Okay. So yeah, 5 minutes. I think it's all good. Do you have anything else that you want to share? Or...
No, I'm good. I'm good like that.
It's
nice to meet you, and thank you for doing this for me.
A pleasure.
You didn't know I'm Israeli then?
Yeah, so you're born in Israel. When did you move to UK?
After my army service, I left and been here 33 years. And I used to work a lot. Some of the presenters today used to be my students. Some of the presenters from Israel are students, ex-students of mine.
Merav, for example, right?
Merav, quite a few of them. Yeah, Yael has been studying with me. There's quite a list.
I've learned family constellation in Israel, actually, but with a German person called
with Sakino.
Yeah,
I know Sakino. Yes, of course, yes.
Oh, Maggie's in the waiting room and want to say hi. Sorry, it's always hard to see when it's starting to be a lot of people. Maggie. Oh, merde.
I'm just gonna do a little invitation and I'm gonna switch off for a minute and then come back.
Perfect. Is that you? Yes. I cannot find you. You know, when a lot of people are in the waiting room, I cannot, Maggie, just find someone names. But it's okay.
How many have you got in your waiting room? I'm just checking all the links just to make sure we've got everyone held in the right place. So that's why I'm here. Give me 1 second.
And I'm also taking this.
So I'm just gonna. Oh, you've got loads. You've got 80 now. Yeah, they're all coming over from the other session. So you just we've got 2 channels running. So on the hour, every hour, there's something. So we're quite strict. 2 minutes overlap, either direction, starting late, finishing late, but otherwise try and be really strict to start and end on time, because people are, as you see, they finish one session and they come straight into the next.
Yeah, I know. It's joining in 2 seconds. He's here. It's just taking a little break in.
Okay.
Sure. It's joining.
Okay, lovely. That's good. I'll tell you roughly how many we're expecting for a session.
I'm gonna share in the waiting room the sharing thing.
Okay. Yeah, just be aware that the click links don't appear in the waiting room, just a text. Where are
So Maggie is here to say hi.
Hi, I'm just having a quick look. Oh wow, 240 people have like registered your session, Illi. So
Illi.
you can expect about 200 in.
Illi, not Eli. Illi.
Illi.
Excuse me. Thank you for the correction.
No problem.
Great. I am Maggie. I haven't renamed myself because I just popped in just to check everything was running smoothly for the start of the session.
You will introduce yourself, right, Illi?
Yes, I will, of course.
No, I mean I can also do it for you, but that's why.
You can do a short introduction for me, yes, and then I will do the rest. Yes, please.
You would prefer, basically it's reading what is written on the
Perfect.
description.
Yes, good. Yeah.
And I'm sorry if my English is not so good.
Your English is perfect.
Okay, so let people get in like 1 minute. It's 111. Nice number. So have fun. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It
feels like a bungee jump.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you again. Welcome to Illi's conference. I'm just admitting more people. It doesn't stop.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. Let's allow for some of the others to arrive. Gaia, you may want to video me.
You are.
Am I?
Yeah, you're already pinned. So in the recording, it will be you and the people. It depends on the view. You can switch the view on the right corner of your screen with speaker or gallery. But for me, it's only you.
So welcome, everybody. Lovely to see everyone. Yes, go ahead, Gaia.
I'm just going some technical and then I give you the time to speak. So yes, you are all muted for now. And I'm sorry because we're so many people. We will open all the mic at the end. And at the end, we will have also Q&A where you will be able to raise your virtual hand with the button on the reaction button. And then I will unmute you, etc., etc. So I'm still admitting people. Maybe Maggie can help me admitting while I'm presenting Illi. Nice. Thank you so much. So Illi, I'm very happy to be your tech host today. So as you know, or you maybe don't, Illi is an innovator in the constellations field, having researched and developed several new techniques for applying systemic constellation, including hypno-constellations and distant healing constellations. These methods offer simple ways to harness resources, which are often unseen and support personal strengths, resilience, and growth. He's a personal and group facilitator of Systemic Constellation, and as the founder and managing director in the London School of Systemic and Family Constellation, teaches the methods to students from all over the globe. And I will share with you later all the link to know all about how this works and where you can join his training. So now, Illi, it's your turn, I think. If you have any technical issue, you can message me on the chat. And if you have questions about what is said that is directed to Illi, you can send it to him or to me, and I will interrupt in order to let him know. I think that's all. It's you now.
Thank you very much, Gaia. Thank you for the introduction, and thank all of you for joining us this afternoon, morning, evening. You have different time zones. I assume that you're all here representing where you come from, or you're representing where you are right now, and your true place of belonging. We're going to be talking about belonging today, and I'm going to offer a perspective that made up quite a number of breakthroughs for me in the understanding of systemic principles and how to offer the work and how to meet clients, individuals within group context, individual context, so the work can be done and offer something that is useful and that can be applied, and providing insights. This is what I see the work mostly is about, insights and clarity. So just a few words about me. I started my journey as a hypnotherapist and was always fascinated with the subconscious reality of our existence. When I discovered systemic and family constellations, I made what was obvious to me at the time, connection, and created something I called hypno-constellations, which is using trance principles and light trance phase in order to create a constellation internally for the client, as opposed to being in a shared space. And when the pandemic started, this became a tool where the work could be done without the limitations of the online and the Zoom principles, where we're able to offer, facilitators came to study hypnoconstellations because it offers a way to do the work without losing any of the elements that we will have when we do in a shared space, when we work in a shared in-person reality. So I created the founder of London, the London Systemic and Family Constellation School, London School of Systemic and Family Constellations. And I like to teach the work in little bite-sized chunks. I have different models that helps tremendously my students to understand the work and to be able to read from the situation, from the field, from whatever transpires in the process, and apply these principles, follow very simple protocols in order to receive as much information as possible. So I'm going to share with you one of my models today, which relates to belonging, and my own take on the issue, the subject of belonging. And then we're going to do some mini constellations, which you will do as a visualization. And if we have time, we're going to do some question and answer. Let's see how we're going to roll on with time and with the experience. So first, just invite all of you to first get a sense of yourself in the space where you are, and maybe just rest against the backrest of your seat. This way, we are offering ourselves a way to be held by the seat. The seat is held by the floor. So we are all held right now. And now you can close your eyes for a moment. And with your eyes closed, simply fully arrive into the space where you are now. Arrive with your body. The body can simply sink into the seat a couple of millimeters, just arriving fully into the seat. Arriving with your mind, collecting thoughts, associations, bringing it with us into the space, into the here, into the now. And bring your soul, your spirit with you also into the space. So all is present for doing the work and meeting different parts of yourself, your system, and how you show up in your system, in your life's journey. So we are in service of that today at this session. Good, and since you are already with your eyes closed, allow yourself to focus on your breath. Breath brings us into the here and now. So what happens right now? Notice what happens right now when you focus on your breathing. Notice how your body can relax if only you allow that to happen now. Good. Very good. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're going to do that a few times. Close your eyes, open your eyes, go inside, create a constellation. There's something about the simplicity in which this can be done and the speed in which it can be done, where information just arrives, just lands, if we are open to receive it. So we're going to practice that in and out of the field. Open eyes, close eyes, as we go along with the session. So I'd like to talk about belonging. We know the human need of belonging, and we are aware of what it is for ourselves to belong. We know what it is to be in a relationship. We know what it is to be part of a family. I like to use the model of what I call the village. We are all coming from a village. Even if we were born in a big city, even if we are born in a metropolitan, we still come from a village. The village includes within it all those who came before us, all those that life arrived to us from. Parents, grandparents, and then the extended family deeper into the ancestral field. But that doesn't stop there. The village also includes all the experiences, everything that ever happened in the family system, everything that ever happened in the culture. Historical moments, traumas, wars, conflicts, they all make the village what it is. Other conflicts, individuals, greater systems within the village. So we have friends, relatives, we have political views. Maybe in the one village in your village, there is more than a single political view. Maybe within the family system, there is more than one political view. Maybe even more than a single religious belief. So all that makes the village. The village is where we come from. The village is our true place of belonging. I like to also use the metaphor, the place where the bones of my ancestors lies or rests. That is my true place of belonging. And of course, in life, some of us, most of the people who comes to my workshop, certainly, are not so complete when they remain in the village. So there is a calling in life, and the calling in life is to really seek and find ourselves, who we are, what we are, define our own parameters of being and existence and calling and mission in life. So I call that movement away from the village, the calling in life that one can follow. This movement away from the village goes up something called climbing up a path which takes you away from the village, up the hill of independence. So you are in the village, and your calling in life takes you away from the village, and you climb up the hill of independence, which goes away from the village. And that hill of the path on the hill of independence leads to the land of autonomy. Okay, so we are coming from the place of belonging, and we are carving our own way up the hill of independence, finding our own independence, and making our way, our journey through professional life, through personal healing, through growth, spiritual expansion, consciousness expansion. As we grow up with our independence, we also get closer and closer towards autonomy. Now, that journey doesn't just happen because it's a walk in the park. It's not just an easy journey out of the village. We are connected to the village with bungee straps. Imagine that you're wearing a harness that extends with thick elastic bands connected you to the village at all time. I refer to these bungee straps as guilt. So as we move away from the village, making our way up the hill of independence, seeking, searching, finding our own journey, defining ourselves as humans, as who we are, what it is our calling in life, what it is that we are following, we are also pulled back constantly by the weight of guilt. The guilt of moving away from the village, the guilt of moving away from the realm of mother and father. So each and every one of us, each and every one of your clients, as some of you are facilitators, is somewhere on that line, either still in the village. I know people who never left the village. I'm sure if you look at your family system, you maybe have a sibling or a cousin that was okay for them just to stay in the village. They don't need to go out and seek their own truth, their own fortune, their own understanding, realization of who they are, what they are. They're quite happy to stay in the village. Others would be making their way and maybe a little bit out of the village, maybe stay in close proximity to the village. The bungee jump, the guilt is hard to bear. Not such an easy thing to live with as you try to climb up the hill of independence, finding your way, making your mark. So some choose to stay, some choose to live very close, and others choose to run up the hill of independence. We call them, in the context of the work that I teach, it's a rebellious. It's like they say to the village, enough of you and enough of your methods and enough of your beliefs and enough of your religious thoughts and dogmas and enough of your politics. I'm out of here. Goodbye. Boom, and slam the door. And now there is a running up the hill of independence. But that running doesn't facilitate. There is something that is not honoring the place of belonging. There is something that induces an extreme amount of guilt when one rebels against the village. When one runs up the hill of independence, not paying attention to the bungee straps that connects us, that has the pull back towards the village, my true place of belonging. Here I am, so free, running up the hill of independence, and then something happens. Maybe there is a health crisis. Maybe there is a relationship crisis, a divorce, some kind of life stuff that just comes at us. One of the first things that happens when we encounter that sort of difficulty, if we are to run up the hill of independence, is that suddenly the bungee straps becomes very, very present and very, very thick. And so the pull power, we find ourselves tumbling back, rolling back to the village. It's like we never left. So our true place of belonging is a paradoxical concept, because there is also the need, the motivation to find ourselves outside of that, not defining ourselves by what we are naturally belong to, from which we have naturally arrived. Life was giving to us in the place of belonging. So as we are running as those who are rebelling against, or what we call in this work, leaving the village with spite. Yeah, it's like an FU to all those who came before you, because you so want to be liberated and free from all those shackles of entanglements. You make your way out, and not honoring where it is that you come from, that tumbling back as soon as a little crisis hits you is inevitable. So whether you are close to the village, up the hill of independence, or very close to the land of autonomy, there is that constant movement. There is that constant direction that relates to where we are from and where it is that we are wanting to get to. Good. Now, I want to give another frame within this concept, and that is relating to the rules of belonging to the village. Yeah. Every system of belonging comes with certain rules, the do's and the don'ts. What would make you an integral part of the system and maintain your position of belonging so you can draw the maximum strength from it, support from it, a resource. A sense of belonging is also a powerful resource that we can use and bring into other areas of life. So as you understand, not because somebody explained this to you, sometimes they do, but usually these things comes also nourished, also as you receive nourishment from your mother's milk or from being educated. They are the rules of belonging. What can I do to intensify my sense of belonging? What will I do that will jeopardize my sense of belonging? Some things will make me closer and more within the context of belonging, and other things that I may do as an individual, choices that I make, things that I say, the way I present myself will be contrary to what the village assumes, requests of me in order to belong. So either we conform to the rules of belonging or we go against the rules of belonging. And when we go against the rules of belonging, here is the connection to living and dying. I'd like to invite you to again close your eyes and demonstrate something this way to you. Let's take a journey together. Let's go back in time. Let's go back really, really, really deeply back in time. We're going to go back all the way to early humanity. Okay, so you bring yourself back to the caveman and cave woman that we have been at some point in the past, going back really, really long way. And you are sitting around the fire in the warmth of the cave. Next to you, there are fellow cavemen and cave women, children, elderly. They are all there, part of the clan. They are all conforming to their own rules of belonging. They know that we are all protected simply by the existence of the clan, the existence of the tribe. We gain our strength and our ability to be and operate in the world because we are part of this family. We are part of this tribe. Now, if you as an individual within this group, in the cave, around the fire, protected, cared for by the elders, if you as an individual do something that contradicts the principles of belonging to this group, to this clan, to this tribe, what would you risk if you are to act in a way that is completely unacceptable to the leaders, to the decision makers of the clan, of the tribe? You could be excommunicated. You could be spending the nights outside of the cave. Now, you know what's going to happen outside of the cave. There are other tribes. There are animals. There are the elements, nature, storms. It indicates death. If you are to separate from the clan, separate from the cave, separate from the fire, separate from the sense of community that is part of this existence, the caveman, cavewoman's existence, the price for that challenge of your own belonging will be an imminent death. And there are plenty of reasons why life could not continue if you are to be excluded from your original group of belonging. Okay, so just when you're ready, bring your attention back, open your eyes. So what are your system's rules of belonging? What makes your place of true belonging what it is, and how do you relate to it? I'd like to invite you to make a list of 3 things, okay? You make a list, either on a piece of paper or on your computer or phone. Write down 3 things that if you will not do them, or maybe the opposite is true, 3 things, or one of these things can be what you are absolutely has to do, or what you should absolutely never do in order to belong to your system of belonging. I already explained what that includes. Yeah, it includes all the past, all the history, the people, the relatives, their attitudes, religious beliefs, political beliefs, traumas. That all goes into the making of the village, the place from which you come from. So take a moment and make a note of 3 things by which you belong. You have to, in order to conform to your rules of belonging. Okay, you've got that? 3 things that you have to do or not to do in order to belong where your true place of belonging is. Wonderful. So I'm going to ask you to name them 1, 2, and 3. So make rule of belonging number 1, number 2, and number 3. I'm going to do a mini constellation with you, and we're going to invite these rules of belonging in the form of representatives, so they can be present with you in the space where you are. So when you're ready, make sure you have another look at your list. Make sure you remember what number 1, number 2, and number 3 is, and rest against the back seat, the back rest of your seat, and close your eyes again. And with your eyes closed, just remind yourself that you know how to relax, and you've been relaxed before, so you can simply bring yourself back there now. Good. So into the space where you are now, invite the rules of belonging, the representative of the rule of belonging number 1. It could look like someone, it could look like something, it could look like absolutely anything at all, or some people don't see necessarily. They only get a felt sense. There is presence with me. Here is this representative now present with you in the space. So the rules of belonging number 1 is coming in just to be present with you. What does it feel like to you right now to be present with a representative of what connects you to your natural place of belonging? Notice your breath. Notice your body. What do you pay attention to most in your body right now as you are being present to what connects you, the rule of your belonging, number 1. And into the space where you are now, please invite representative of rule of your belonging number 2 is this other thing that you have to do or not do in order to belong, where your true place of belonging is, your village. Pay attention to what happens now when you are present to both rule number 1 of your belonging and rule number 2 of your belonging, the do's and the don'ts. Very good. What's happening in your body right now? How is your breath right now? Let's invite representative number 3, the rule of belonging to your true place of belonging number 3, the thing you should or should not do. Allow it to come closer, be part of your space where you are right now. And now you notice in yourself, what is it like to be present to all 3, the 3 rules of your own belonging. Notice what happens in you as you are observing or having a felt sense to these 3 representatives all at the same time. Good. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So I would like to see if there's anything that comes up as we speak regarding what I've said so far. And if there's anything that needs to be said or asked, I'm happy to do it, because I'd like to go into the next phase. So just to see if there's anything that came up. And Gaia, you can also help with the chat if there's anything. So, and then, yeah, let people open their mics and let me hear the question.
Yes. So Alex, you can start in the order of the...
Alex, yeah, go ahead, Alex, yeah.
Can you mute yourself? I asked.
Yeah, so thank you so much. This was an absolutely incredible exercise. So for me, what came up when all 3 were present was that none of this makes any sense. And then the question that came up was, and where is my happiness in all of this?
Yes.
So it was very revealing. Thank you for that. It's a powerful exercise. I'm going to keep going back to it.
Thank you for that. Simona, shall we hear from you, please?
Me?
Yes,
yeah,
please.
Gladly. Yeah, my question was, what if the father of the present family system decides to change the rules of belonging? So what if my big family system gives me the information of humbleness being important, and my father would give me the information of social domination and power being important? And how can you deal with that?
Yeah, well, there will be concentrating existence. Yeah, there will be the rules of belonging will be the one that belongs to the system in general, which is a meta. This is a meta quality. This is not personal. There's nothing in the personal realm that relates to how those rules were written or by who. Yeah, they are meta concepts, so they don't relate to the individuals. The individuals can have an interaction with them, they can rebel against them, as I explained, or be crushed by them. Where is my happiness? I heard the question asked. However, individuals do not as such affect them. They can create their own rules of belonging that relates to the immediate family, that relates to the do's and the don'ts that happens within the household, or within the clan of the family, within the actual family line, but they make very little impact on the bigger rules of belonging. Yeah, so you look at it as concentric circles, the one that goes inside each other. and they coexist and of course affect each other, but two different realities. One is a meta and the other one is personal, or more personal. Okay, one more, and then I'm going to move on to the next phase. So, Pamela?
I think in the order you have Mariana before.
Oh, so
Mariana,
go ahead. If I miss the order, please, Gaia, make it. Yes, Mariana, please. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay, hello. It's okay. It's a kind of strange because the first one was take care of each other, and came a huge guy, which at the beginning made me feel secure, but then I had to obey. All of us, we had to obey. So taking care didn't exist actually, and it was so strange. Thank you. It was a wonderful exercise. Took me back to Egypt, civilization, ancient Greece. So, but it
Thank
was
you for that.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariana. Pamela?
Hi. What exactly? I reiterate that. What an amazing exercise! Because I first of all started within my logical brain, thinking logically, but as I went into the meditation, it changed completely to emotional, and I really felt as though I got of it, of what the belonging to my family was. So I thought it was maybe something initially in the brain, like be financially independent, be stable, but it was actually be a good girl. It then became be a good girl. And that was like quite a shock. Yeah, be a good girl and fit in.
Yeah. Yes, we know in this work, another model that I teach is the experience of the child. The child either can be a good child or a happy child. Good child, happy child. No middle ground. Either this or that. So you can also ask yourself, am I the good child? Am I the happy child? A good child lives in the village. A happy child finds their way out. Yeah, I said it. We have relatives, that they've never left the village and they probably will never leave the village. And others, mostly people who are engaged with this sort of work, they are on a calling somewhere. They are seeking their way out of the village, acknowledging the connection and the bungee straps that connects us. They're honoring those who came before us. That's how we make the journey away, with honoring. The only way to live. If you live with spite, one never leaves. One always remains in the village. Bert Hellinger said, if you hate your country of origin, the only place you can live in, and I add these are my words in brackets, in order to heal your wound with the country of origin, close brackets, back to Hellinger. Hellinger said, if you hate your country of origin, you can only live in your country of origin. If you love your country of origin, you can live anywhere you like. Yeah, so this is an intensification of this principle through the reflection of our own place of belonging, what goes into the making of it, and how it is that we can make our way out towards independence, towards autonomy. Now, what I'd like to do is another constellation that relates to everything we've done so far, and adding another element to it. So this is a mini constellation that relates to the village. One representative will be the village. Second representative will be all your rules of belonging, not just the 3 that you wrote. The 3 that you wrote definitely will be represented there, but a whole list of other things that the list is too short to include. And then the third representative will be your journey so far. Yeah, where you are at on your professional journey, on your spiritual evolution journey, on your consciousness expansion journey. Yeah, all that will be represented in the journey so far representative. So guess what I'm going to say next? Close your eyes. Get your backrest supporting you so you are held by your seat. Allow yourself to drop a little deeper into the seat so you are again held, fully arriving into the space that is opening up inside of you now, a safe space where a constellation will take place. I'd like you to invite into this space that you are now opening a representative of your village, your true place of belonging. As we've seen before, what you've experienced so far. Everything that goes into that was represented by a single representative. It could look like something, or you can simply have a felt sense or a presence with you in the space. What is it like for you now to be present to your rules of, to the village? Yeah, what is it like to be present to the representative of the village? It includes all that you already know about what the village is. Wonderful. And now we invite another representative into the space where you are right now, and I'd like you to invite a representative of the rules of belonging to the village, all the things you should or should not do. Second representative taking its place. What is it like to be present now for you with the village representative and a representative of the rules of belonging to the village? Very good. What do you notice in yourself? What is it like to connect, either by making an eye contact or in any other way? Maybe moving yourself closer to the representative of the village, see what it feels like right now. And the third representative stepping into your constellation right now is your journey to date, your journey so far. All that you have learned and gained and evolved to become. Your spiritual journey, your career journey, your growth, your expansion, your knowledge, your identity. The one that you've created and achieved yourself. And now notice what is it like for you to be present for all three at the same time. Now I'm going to invite you to do something that may feel a bit strange if you do it for the first time. But my students and graduates know that if you stay with the process, it may yield some wonderful insights for you. I'm going to invite your consciousness, the part in you that knows I am who I am, the part in you that is the non-physical existence of you, of who you are. Allow this part, the non-physical, your unconsciousness, to make its way out of your physical body, becoming a floating consciousness. Sometimes it feels like a floating pair of eyes or a floating presence. And you can look down and see this entire constellation entirely stretched under where you are now floating. Yeah, you can see yourself or sense yourself present in the constellation. You can sense or see the representative of the village, sense or see the representative of the rules of belonging to the village, and sense or see the representative of your journey to date, your journey so far. Now, from this perspective, from this meta position, what do you sense? What do you notice as you make space for all these representatives to be present fully? Maybe you're noticing something now that you have missed, looking at this through your own perspective, or sensing the presence of these representatives from your own point of view. Good. Now I'm inviting you to allow your consciousness to get closer and closer, nearer and nearer to the representative of your journey so far. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. When I reach 3, your consciousness will merge and blend with the representative of your journey so far. You'll be able to see through the eyes or the imaginary eyes of this representative. You'll be able to hear through the representative's ears and sense what happens internally to this representative. I'm going to count now, and then when I reach 3, your representation role will begin as your journey so far representative. 1, getting ready to blend. 2, almost fully there. 3, fully representing your journey so far. Take a moment and notice, what is it like to represent your journey so far? And what is it to look or sense the presence of the village from the position of what you now represent, your journey so far? What happens when you connect with the village? Good. And what happens if you bring your attention and connect with the rules of belonging to the village? Maybe some of the rules of belonging to your village contradicts your journey. So what is it like to be present to them? Good. Find a way to register what you are observing, seeing, and sensing in a way that you can then access. Maybe take a mental image of it, or register your emotions so you can then access them as guidances. Now you're going to allow your consciousness to make its way out of the representative of your journey so far. Again, becoming a floating consciousness. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. When I reach 1, you just becoming a floating consciousness. Again, 3, 2, 1. And again, you're looking from the meta perspective or sensing the presence of these representatives from this upper perspective, meta perspective. And now you bring your consciousness closer and closer, nearer and nearer to the representative of the rules of belonging to your system, to your village. I'm going to count again from 1 to 3. When I reach 3, you'll be fully representing the rules of belonging to your system, seeing, hearing, and sensing through the eyes, ears, and the inner world and emotional world of the rules of belonging, getting ready to blend on 1, 2, 3. Fully representing the rules of belonging to your system, your village now. Now, what is it like for you to engage, pay attention to your journey so far, representative? What does the rules of belonging need to say to the representative of your journey so far? Take a moment and find a message that can be offered by the rules of belonging representative to yourself, to the journey so far representative. And offer this message now. Good. And now feel, what was it like to offer this message? Your consciousness can also tell you what it was like to receive the message. You are present both as yourself and as the rules of belonging right now. Very good. So allow your consciousness again to become a floating consciousness, making its way out of the representative of the rules of belonging. Bringing your consciousness back into your own physical form, seeing, hearing, sensing through your own eyes. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. When I reach 1, you'll be fully back in your own body. Still present in this encounter, in this constellation. 3, 2, 1, back in your own body. What is it like now to be present to all 3? What have you learned? What have you observed? I'm going to invite you to bring your attention back when I count back from 5 to 1. When I reach 1, you're just going to simply open your eyes and join back the session. And then we can have a little question and answer and some reflections if you wish to do so. 5, 4, 3, getting ready to bring your attention back. On 2, tonight, when you sleep, when you dream, you'll continue to integrate this conscious and unconscious experiences. And 1, eyes open. Welcome back. Federico, did you want to ask something?
Yes, I wanted to thank you for the exercise. It's very striking that the last position we were in prior to the one that we ended was so much more pleasant, because it seemed like the community was telling me all the welcoming, embracing rules that I already possess in my spiritual journey to belong. And I didn't have to have the separation that I felt or feel now that I'm back in my body in this present moment.
Thank you. Thanks for that. We have Ali and then Mariana. We can't hear you, Ali.
Hi, I'm Kiana. That was really intense.
Oh, sorry, we're not speaking to Ali. We're speaking to Kiana.
Kiana.
Go ahead. Hi,
Yes.
Kiana.
Hi. So my rules of the village saw me, my journey, as a danger to the village, almost like to be stabbed and taken out. That was intense.
It is intense. And
Yeah.
separation from the village, from our true place of belonging, is an intense process. It's not a walk in the park.
Yeah.
Because
it corroborated what I feel that I'm on the outside of my village. I've been.
Could you repeat that again, Kiana, please?
It corroborated my experience that I've been on the outside of my village my entire life.
Yeah.
And what do I do with that?
Let's see if we have time and we'll get to that. Ali, did you want to make another attempt? If Gaia can unmute you, please.
Hey, let's say something.
She can unmute herself most of it. It's I allow them to, yeah, now you can.
Okay, this gave me something quite stunning. I realized that I've always thought of myself as being this prodigal being who leaves and goes up the hill, and as if the village is static and I'm the one who's moving away or back towards. And what I saw when I was in the rules of engagement or the rules of belonging, what it said to me was, what they said to me is, we're afraid you're going to leave us behind if you are able to rise. And it had never occurred to me that in fact they might want to come with me. I've always been, oh, I've got to go away and they'll be behind. But so it's left me with this feeling of, oh my gosh, what if they actually want to come and they don't know how to go, they don't know how to evolve and move forward, and I am to help lead them forward. And how do I feel about that? Do I want this whole train of beings and ancestors? And that's a whole new thing, because I've always felt like such a loner and such a you know, the prodigal one who goes and has to do it alone. So it's a whole new thing to think, what if I go and they come? So thank you. Lots to be with there.
The best way to influence, as far as I've learned, and some of this was hard learning, the hard way, is by inspiration, becoming an inspiration. Become an inspiration to others and they will follow if that is something that they are aligned with. That's the best we can do, even as therapists, you know, qualified therapists, to be able to influence beyond inspiration, beyond what is inspiring in the process, what we can expose and bring about so the clients can see and get in contact with. There's actually not much that we can do beyond that. So I do see inspiring people as the kind of key that relates to making an influence. Anything else will be already a push, you know, it will be too much.
Yeah, and to resolve this conflict or this perceived conflict between autonomy and community that I've certainly lived with a lot. So inspiration.
Yeah, I guess some of us did. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. Mariana.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry I interrupt now, just to let you know that we won't maybe have time to answer all the questions.
No,
So
for sure not. We know.
And you can find, I will send on the chat in a couple of minutes all the links.
Maybe as we are listening to the question, Gaia, you can share the links for the up and coming training of London School of Systemic and Family Constellations. We do year one.
This is what I wanted to say. So just get the copy paste of all the link that I will share now. And I'm really sorry if we cannot answer all the questions and make it.
Yes, I know. Before Mariana asks a question, just to say that the method that I'm using to create constellations like this online and with visualization, it's called Hypno Constellations, and Gaia is going to put a link for the journey to become a Hypno Constellations practitioner. And this is something that London School of Systemic and Family Constellation teaches, and there are courses coming up. You're all invited to look and check it out, and then I'll be very, very happy to say more. If you want to email me, contact me in whichever way you wish. And I'll tell you more about the training and the method and how it works, and hopefully see you on the training. Back to you, Mariana. Sorry about the delay.
Okay, here we are. A feedback. I had difficult in the beginning to follow the exercise due to the fact I couldn't imagine how to not belong. Because in the beginning, I listened, the message, at least how I listened, it was what to do to belong and what to do to not belong. And it was difficult to me to imagine this, like there's nothing I should do or not do or don't to belong. So it was truly difficult to me. And I tried, and it was easier when I imagined first a person and then after another person, and was connected with the feelings. So this is a feedback. For me, it was easier when I saw people and feelings, because by the rule, it didn't work for me. That's it.
Yeah, that doesn't take away the rules, yeah? The rules of belonging will still be there. And everybody conforms to them one way or another. And if somebody doesn't conform to them, they feel the pull of guilt. Yeah, or they feel the fear of exclusion, being excommunicated. So thank you for this. And of course, it brings about questions, what you are saying, Mariana. Also, what Kiana said before also brings about questions that relates to entanglements. When these sort of feedback comes up, it often indicates that there is an entanglement with the village. I mean, we are all entangled with the village. Yeah, the question is whether the entanglement prevents us from making the journey away from the village and keeps us close to it or within it, or it allows us and supports us and becomes a resource which we can achieve by honoring and acknowledging all that ever happened before we arrived, the cost of receiving life, as we call it in this work. So it supports the journey away from the village. Good. We are reaching the end, the final stretch of our session today. do keep in touch. Do get involved. Look at the link that Gaia put on the, and I'd like to really invite you to come and take part in the presentation I'm doing at the conference, and encourage all your friends to come and see what constellations are if they don't already know at this amazing few days in May. I'm going to be talking on the 12th of May and going to look at what is the, what am I looking at? Yes, I'm looking at working with death. I have a salad of workshops and titles in my head. However, this one is going to be working with death. I just did that on a few days ago, and it's looking at death and how death can become a mega resource when we work in constellation. This is support of those who are about to lose someone, who are just lost someone, even if they are in the process of dying themselves. This is a huge mechanism that can be put in place within a constellation to support all those aspects of death in constellation. So hopefully see you all there. Do keep in touch. It was lovely to see all of you. Thank you very much for taking part in this. Thank you very much, Gaia, for keeping an eye and doing my tech backup.
Yeah, you can all unmute yourself and say hi with your voice now if you want to say something directly.
Hello.
It's 200 people, but you can now say anything. So feel free to unmute yourself alone and to just say hi and maybe bye-bye. Thank you so much, Illi. It was amazing. I was not able to concentrate, but I will definitely watch the recording and do it.
You're most welcome.
Clearly.
Take care, everybody.
Merci.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Yes, you can unmute now. It was blocked, but now you are able to. I hope so. Yes.
Oh, now it's working. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. There you go.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye. You can.
Thank you, Illi. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can see the recording and still share about this day. It's not finished, and we have more conferences.
Thank you, Illi. It was very inspirational. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Drago.
So right in at the end.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm closing the session. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Gaia. Thank you very much. Thank you, all the rest.
You're welcome. See you in the intensive.